Oh, well, good afternoon. Hey, thank you all for the invitation to join you. I just want to say what a beautiful, amazing space to be in. I think I've only just walked through the door and it's nice to be in a room with a whole group of enthusiastic supporters of NZDA and the Trust. It's also nice to be in a room with more alive brains than unalive brains. So you don't get that often in Parliament, so it's quite nice. Look, it is a real privilege to be here today as the new Minister for Hunting and Fishing. Can I acknowledge my colleague, the Honourable Nicole McKee, and where's Matt? Down the back. Nicole, Matt and I kind of crossed over shooting ducks down at Lake Ellesmere partway through last year, which was my first invitation, or my first experience of duck shooting. Because I come from a background where I didn't have an opportunity to do as much hunting and fishing growing up as many as you did. And so for me, it's a really exciting portfolio to be involved in because it's a huge part of my electorate. And it's a huge part of my island that I'm also responsible for now, the South Island. And I just note that I saw a moose on the wall up there, and I'm hoping that that's not the only Fiordland moose that's around, because otherwise there'll be a few people down in Fiordland who have been searching for the past 30 or 40 years, and we found them. So, look, I wanted to mention the fact that I don't have an extensive history in hunting and fishing, because there has been some discussion around that, but for me, I come from the perspective where I don't come with any preconception or any biases or any leanings one way or the other. I am keen to continue on the work of Minister Macleay in terms of progressing herds of special interest and valued introduced species and helping sort out some of the issues with our friends in Fish and Game, but that's more to be said for another crowd. But at the same time, I do act as a bit of a blank canvas as well, and I'm keen to take on ideas from the hunting community. And I know we're about to go through an Arms Act rewrite, and it's out for consultation today. And I think part of my role in that will be to represent the views of the hunting community in that rewrite. So I'm looking forward to engaging in that process too. Well, can I just make a few acknowledgements? Just like to acknowledge Callum and the board, some of them who can't be here for travel reasons, and one of whom I think had his flight cancelled from down south. I'm also the Associate Minister of Transport with responsibility for aviation. So I'll be having a word with various national airlines about whether they can improve our regional flight reliability. But I just want to acknowledge the work of the board and the executive for all their work, and you too, Gwyn, for your work in this project as well. And my first experience with Gwyn was before a select committee where he came to present quite forcefully and strongly on the Pistol Club and Non-Pistol Club Shooting Act bill, which we're actually debating in Parliament at the moment. And you're very mild-mannered today, and that wasn't the experience that I got, both in the Select Committee and in the emails leading up to the Select Committee, where Gwyn was very worried about maybe that he might have missed out on a slot and was about to, I think, go to war with the Select Committee. But we managed to get you in, and it was a very good submission on behalf of the association as well. And I think a lot of the views from NZDA and Game Animal Council and COLFO and the organisations that are actually doing the work on the ground are really important to have as we make our way through as legislators. I also want to acknowledge Peter, who obviously Gwyn wouldn't be here without Peter. And I just wanted you to know that I went to university, Selwyn College, in and around the same time as another Thurlow. So you're everywhere, you guys. You seem to be pervasive throughout the shooting community. And I noticed you mentioned that you've gone from 10,000 to 18,000 in terms of the cost of the trust. So it looks like the scourge of inflation is not even you can avoid. So I'm sure that you like to maintain your independence, your financial independence from government, and long may that last. But in terms of things that we can do to support NZDA and making it easy as possible for your members to go out and hunt and also to fish as well, that's my priority, and I guess that's our priority as a government, and it carries on from what Minister Macleay set up, and that is that it really is my job to make it as easy as possible for New Zealanders to get out there and go hunting and go fishing. And whatever it is that we're doing in Parliament to make that happen is what we'll do. Can I also acknowledge Bob Badland? I'm kind of worried when you said don't get shot in the leg. Is that one of the 7 firearm tips, Nicole? We might have to extend it to 8 if that's the issue. But no, Bob, very, very grateful for your contribution, and also Sir Mark as well. Lovely to meet you today, and just want to acknowledge your contribution, not only here, but also to the wider Wellington community and to New Zealand. I mean, I think you're an amazing man who's done a lot of good for our community, and I think it was right that you were recognised for that recently too, so I just wanted to acknowledge you. And also to, I guess, the driver or the doer of most of the work, as I've been told, Dorothy, as well, wanting to acknowledge you too. Where have I gone up to? I apologise to my officials who wrote me a really nice speech and I've gone well off track as I've scribbled around it. But look, it is a great privilege to be here today. I've probably covered off a lot of this stuff as well. Very good. Look, I really just wanted to, I guess, end on the fact that we are kind of all in this together as a community. There are strong views on both sides of both the firearms debate, but also the hunting debate, but also the conservation debate. And I think over the past few years you've seen, and I want to acknowledge our DOC team here as well, you've seen the relationships between DOC and the hunting community really grow and strengthen, and that's due to the work of NZDA and the Game Animal Council. And it acknowledges that as a government and as a country, we're not going to get the conservation values and results we need to get out of both our conservation estate, but out of our country, without the help of the hunting community, who go out there and do the vast bulk or a lot of the pest control, but also that game animal management and that valued introduced species management that we really need to ensure that we have a country where there are valued recreational and social hunting opportunities, where the impact of introduced species are managed, but also that we have an opportunity, or we have something that we can showcase to the international community and really use to drive a lot of growth and a lot of international tourism as well, so that people can come here and experience what we have to offer. Because obviously as a government, our big focus is on growth and on delivery, and using our outdoors in a way which is sustainable is really important to us too. So I think that's probably enough from me. Thank you for the invitation. This is my second ever plaque, but my first one as a minister, so I'm very proud to be able to do it in a portfolio that I know means so much to you guys and will increasingly mean a lot to me over the next couple of years, and maybe hopefully longer, depending on how good of a job we do for you over the next 2 years. So in saying that, just thank you. I'm really looking forward to the tour around later on, and I'm especially looking forward to Minister McKee's speech, because if it's anything like some of the ones that she gives in Parliament, it'll be rip-roaring and full of shock and awe. So look, thank you once again. Congratulations to the Trust for pulling this all together. It is really an amazing asset, and I'm looking forward to bringing a few of my nephews through to have a look when they come up and visit later on in the year. So thank you guys, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Well done, mate.